Attention, the following reaction is a very violent and a very exothermic one. I deeply urge my viewers not to repeat this reaction in any sort of way. I don't take any responsibility for the damage caused to person or property caused by the recreation of this video. With the warning in mind, let's start. Today I would be reacting some sodium hydroxide with hydrochloric acid. This reaction is often used in titrations to determine the molarity and normality of various solutions of acids and bases. The beauty of chemistry is that the same reaction can be done in a very violent way or a very calm way depending on the physical conditions under which the reaction is carried out. With physical conditions, I mean the temperature, pressure, and the physical state of the reactants. So today I would be doing this reaction in two ways to show this beauty of chemistry. First one would be the violent one, and second one would be the calm one. I would also attempt to give an explanation as to why the first reaction was violent and the second reaction was calm. All that we need for this reaction is some sodium hydroxide in crystalline form. You can see that this is a very good white color crystal, and some hydrochloric acid which is dilute, and a solution of sodium hydroxide. And you also need a conical flask. So let me charge this conical flask with some sodium hydroxide. Be very careful while handling caustic bases and corrosive acids, because if they spill onto your eyes, that day would be very bad for you. I think this is enough. I think I should have used funnel probably, because I spilled out some of the sodium hydroxide. So I've charged this conical flask with some sodium hydroxide. Now I will be adding some hydrochloric acid to this. Wow, that was amazing, wasn't it? You can see that the solution is still bubbling, it's still boiling, and the heat of reaction has caused this hydrochloric acid to vaporize a bit. That was indeed very exothermic reaction. I'll add some more to ensure the reaction is completed. Yeah, I think at this point the reaction is completed because the boiling has stopped a bit. You can see that there's a precipitate formed down here, which is nothing but sodium chloride precipitate. It is often unusual to come across a precipitate where the precipitate is sodium chloride, but in this case the precipitate is sodium chloride. Here the water which is out there is not enough to dissolve all the sodium chloride, so most of the sodium chloride has precipitated, and the solution is a saturated solution of sodium chloride. And there's no sodium hydroxide left because I had added excess of hydrochloric acid. So all that which is there is sodium chloride itself. This is a very elementary reaction where hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide to give us hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide to give us sodium chloride and some water. Now let's go on to the second version of this reaction, which is a calm version of this reaction. So I have some sodium hydroxide solution here. I'm adding this to this test tube here. Since this is only for the demonstration purpose, I have taken very little sodium hydroxide, and I would be adding some hydrochloric acid to it. When I add hydrochloric acid to it, you can see that there's almost nothing happening visually, but chemically this lot happening. Here you can see that there was no bubbling or boiling of the solution. Though here this one similarity between first and second version is that both the reactions are exothermic and the test tube has turned pretty hot. So chemically in both the versions, chemically were the same, but physically there was a difference. So to understand the difference, you need to know a little bit of thermodynamics. Here I have written 6 equations out here, and except for this one, I have written delta H, something which is called delta H after every equation. Delta H is nothing but the heat released or absorbed. Delta H is nothing but the heat evolved or absorbed in the reaction. Here, if the delta H is positive, this implies that heat is absorbed by the reaction, and if delta H is negative, it means that the reaction is exothermic and heat is evolved by the reaction. Delta H is positive implies the reaction is endothermic. And there are numerical values for all these delta H, but I don't have the data for the numerical value, so I've just written the sign convention of each delta H. So what would be happening during neutralization is that 1 mole of acid dissociates into its corresponding ions. Here, as the solution of hydrochloric acid was dilute, there's no need for this reaction. There would be no this reaction taking place. As hydrochloric acid was dilute, this reaction won't take place because already in the solution H plus and Cn minus were there. And in the first reaction, the sodium hydroxide was crystalline. So once I added hydrochloric acid to sodium hydroxide, the hydrochloric acid, as it had water, this initiated the breaking of the ions. In this case, in the first case, sodium hydroxide breaks into sodium and hydroxide ions, and heat is absorbed by this reaction, and the heat absorbed is equal to the lattice energy of the reaction, the lattice energy of the sodium hydroxide crystals. And once the ions have broken into, once the molecule has broken into its corresponding ions, the ions are solvated by water. And once it is solvated by water, there's some amount of energy which is released. So sodium is hydrolyzed by water to give us hydrated sodium ion, and similar cases for hydroxide ions. And both these reactions produce heat, and both these reactions are exothermic, so delta H is negative. The delta H over here is called enthalpy of solvation, and H plus and OH minus react to give us water. One thing which must be noted over here is that H plus in solution can't exist in the form of H plus. It exists in the form of H3O plus, which is hydronium ion. I forgot to write over here, but that is the form in which H plus exists in solution. So we can assume that H plus reacts with OH minus to give us water. This is nothing but neutralization, and delta H is negative for this reaction as well. The delta H over here is called enthalpy of neutralization, and as you saw over here that there is a precipitate of sodium chloride formed because the water over there was not sufficient to dissolve it. So sodium and chloride ions combine with each other to form sodium chloride crystals, and the energy over here is also given out by the reaction. This reaction is also exothermic, and the energy which is given out is nothing but the lattice energy. And in the second reaction, I had taken sodium hydroxide solution. So there is no this reaction taking place, there is not this reaction taking place, there is no this reaction taking place, and also there is no this reaction taking place because comparatively the solution is quite you can't visually see the precipitate out here. So I would say that this reaction also is not taking place over here. Only thing which is taking place over here is this thing. H plus and OH minus combined to give us water, and the enthalpy of neutralization is only given out. All these reactions, first one, second one, third one, fourth one, and the sixth one, all these 6 reactions are not taking place, only this reaction is taking place. Whereas in the first case, all these 5 reactions, the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, and sixth one were taking place. And in the first reaction, the heat evolved by these reactions, the last 4 ones, the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth ones, was so immense that the heat which was absorbed over here was very little, and the heat which was evolved over here in these 4 reactions were very high. So this heat which was evolved vaporized the water which was formed, and you saw all that white fumes coming out and giving the very violent look to the first reaction. And in the second case, only this reaction was taking place, so there was not much energy released in the second case to boil the water over there. So the first reaction was a very violent one due to all these phenomena taking place collectively, and the second reaction was a bit calm when compared to the first one because of this phenomena which was taking place. And I hope the explanation was satisfactory. If not, you can always ask your questions down in the comment section down below. That's all from my side in this video. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. And please do support my Patreon page, for which I will provide a link down below. Thanks for watching.